What is up, everybody? Adam Miller, 941 Lifestyle Group. It is Friday. It is a stunningly gorgeous day in Lakewood Ranch. The rain finally stopped. It is hot, sticky, and muggy as usual. Wanted to do something a little different today. I wanted to give you the real estate statistics for the last 7 days. These are not the statistics that come out from our real estate association. This is specifically for the last 7 days. Let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you what's happening because I think it's going to be an eye-opener. Like the statistics, I love those monthly statistics. This is a snapshot of our multiple listing area for the last 7 days. 798 properties hit the market this past week. Sounds like a lot, right? But 1,431 properties had to adjust their price. That means that sellers are dropping their prices fast to try to stay competitive. There were 474 homes to sell. There were 514 that went pending. So that means that there are deals closing, but new supply is definitely far outpacing the demand. But meanwhile, and these are the numbers I want you to pay attention to, especially if you are a homeowner thinking about selling, and if you're a buyer who's been sitting on the fence, maybe thinking about getting into the market. Yes, I know interest rates are around 7%, but take a look at these numbers. In the last 7 days, 134 properties expired. That means they sat on the market too long and the listing contract ran out with no sale. Now, I know this firsthand. This year alone, we expired 2 listings. We listed properties they failed to sell. And that's painful for me personally, certainly for our clients and our sellers, but it's painful because I can probably count on one hand how many times we have listed property and it failed to sell in like the last decade. So to have 2 happen this year, it hurts. There were 217 properties in the last week that canceled. That means that the owners pulled their listing off the multiple listing service, usually because they either got too tired of waiting or they just refused to adjust their price down to one that was going to cost it to sell. And then 56 properties withdrew their listing from the multiple listing service. That means that the sellers just hit pause. Usually it's to regroup, maybe it's to do some work on the house, or maybe it's to come to terms with the pricing that's going to take to cause your home to sell. So the challenge in our area in Lakewood Ranch, and you've heard me say this before too, is that of the 40 plus neighborhoods we have, there's probably about 15 or so that are currently under construction. And those builders are offering ridiculous incentives to try to compete because there are not a lot of buyers. We've seen free pools. We've seen up to $75,000 toward closing costs, buying the rates down to like 3-point-something%. I mean, interest rates are just shy of 7%. And resale homeowners cannot compete with that one. But they can. We're closing on a property. It's going to close in the next week or so. We just got the clear to close. Actually, the clear to close should come today. Fingers crossed. But here's what you have to do. It may entail some staging. It's certainly going to entail doing some deep cleaning. And we highly recommend getting a professional to come in and do that cleaning, even though you might be a great cleaner. And it may entail painting some walls because when buyers walk in nowadays, first of all, there's lots of competition, and they don't want to have to do any work. So you might have to paint. You might have to replace a cracked window. You're going to have to do something to make your property stand out. And most importantly, you got to price it right. And that means that you have to hire a real estate agent who's going to tell you the truth. Because make no mistake about it, with 10,000 real estate agents in our area, there's a lot of desperate agents dying for a paycheck. And they're willing to tell you, the homeowner, whatever it is that you want to hear, including, I'm going to say it, lying to you about what it's going to take to sell your home. Meaning if your house is going to sell for $675, they're going to tell you, yeah, let's list it at $725. Let's kind of see what happens. Terrible idea. I promise you that strategy will not work in this market. So those are the statistics. If you want to have a conversation, if you're a homeowner thinking about selling and you want the kind of real truth about what it's going to take to sell your home in this market, contact information is down below. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Short, sweet, to the point. If you like these, drop a comment down below. I'm going to do them every week. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.